In this video, you are going to learn how to light yourself correctly for your video conferencing so that you can look amazing and confident whenever you're on in any of these online meetings. By the end of this workshop, you will walk away with 3 great lighting tips that are going to help you look amazing on those meetings. Plus, we're going to go through some of the basic best principles for your Zoom meetings as well. Welcome to the live stream. My name is Markus, and on this channel I help you engage better with your audience. And these days a lot of that means online video. So we are going to walk through some best practices for Zoom meetings and some lighting tips. And if you want to come on the stream and have your Zoom setup reviewed live on the stream, use the link in the chat, and I'm going to put the link in there a little bit later on as well. So this is your opportunity to get live feedback on your video conferencing setup. But hey, let's jump into the training here right away, because what we're going to be talking about today is this. It's ALVS. And this is the one acronym that you need to remember if you want to do some amazing things on Zoom. And what does it stand for? Well, ALVS stands for audio, lighting, video, environment, and stabilization. If you're able to sort out these 5 things, audio, lighting, video, environment, and stabilization, then you are going to be in a much better position than everybody else who's doing Zoom calls these days. So let's quickly walk through the most important aspects of these, and we're going to jump in with audio at the very beginning. And audio is the most important part of a video conference. If you have poor audio, you're not going to be able to communicate with anybody. So audio is number 1. Actually, these are all in the order of importance as well. So audio, what is the most important thing with audio? It's to have your microphone as close to your mouth as possible. Very simple rule. I'm using this headset microphone, as you can see here. It's very close to my mouth, and the sound is decent. And this is not even an expensive microphone. If you actually, let me know in the chat if you're using the built-in microphone in your laptop. Let me know in the chat with a quick hashtag me. Put in a hashtag me in the chat if you're using the headset microphone. Okay, let's move over to the next part of the best practices, and that is lighting. And that is going to be the main topic of our training today. But lighting, we're going to share 3 amazing tips that are going to help you look amazing for lighting. Now we're getting down to video, and I mentioned that these are in the order of importance. So video is actually a lot less important than lighting. What we got with video is I'll only share one really quick tip. Just have your camera at eye level, like I'm doing here. It doesn't really matter which camera you're using, so long as you have it at eye level. It could be your laptop. You can put your laptop on a chair or anything like that, and you'll be okay. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you know that I actually recommend using a phone instead of a laptop, because the camera is so much better. And that also makes it easy for you to move it around. And if you use your phone for video, then you can put it on a little tripod like this. This is what I use as my secondary video conferencing solution. That's the JOBY GripTight ONE tripod. I'm going to put a link in the description if you want to check that out. Okay, we're going to move over to the next item on the list, and that is environment. And what are we talking about when it comes to environment? Well, there's basically 2 things. One is, what is it that you have behind you? And I'm just doing this from my living room, and of course many of us are doing this from our living room these days. So there's no need to worry about too much what's behind you, so long as it's kind of clean looking and not distracting. I mean, I have 2 teddy bears on the shelf there behind me, because I just want to have a little bit of character. There is one thing that a lot of people do when it comes to the environment. They use a virtual background. I recommend not doing that, because it's not going to look great, especially if you're going to hold any objects in the camera. They're probably going to disappear if you're using Zoom virtual backgrounds, at least. And the other thing about the environment is that just try to eliminate some unwanted noises. I've certainly made the mistake of having like my dishwasher there behind me. So clean up your environment as best as you can. If you have pets, don't worry about pets. Pets are fine. Nobody ever ruined a video conference by having a cute dog come and play with it. Absolutely no problem. So we're going to move over to the next item here, and that is stabilization. And this is number 5 on the list, and it's all of these. This is actually the least important in practice, because most of us using a laptop to communicate in our video conferences, and we're going to put it on a stable surface, so that's never going to, well, in most cases, not going to be a problem at all. But I'm going to share 2 quick tips about stabilization here. One is that if you are using a laptop, don't put it on your lap, because it's going to be a little bit unstable on your lap. And if you are using your phone, definitely grab something like this, like the phone tripod that I have here, to stabilize your system. So if there's only one thing that you take away from this stream, it's ALV's audio, lighting, video, environment, and stabilization. And since we are talking about our video conferencing setup, I'm actually going to show you mine. So this is the way I've set up my video conference here at home. You can see that I have a window in front of me, and I have a light to my side. And that is a setup that we're going to be talking about as we move over to the specific lighting tips. You can also see in that photo, there's a big subscribe button. So if you're not subscribed to this channel already, go ahead and subscribe. I share communication tips that are going to help you engage better with your audience. And I drop a new video every Thursday. So definitely subscribe if you haven't done so already. And hit the like button if you're getting some value from these tips already. Because we're going to jump over to the lighting portion of this presentation. So remove that, and we're going to jump over to the lighting. So you saw that this is my, I'm going to maximize the screen. So this is actually my setup here. And I'm going to give you 3 lighting tips based on some of the best practices that you hear, and some of it you can actually do completely for free. So the first lighting tip that I'm going to give you, number 1, is make sure that all your light is in front of you. That is the most important thing. Have all the light in front of you. And what I'm actually using now is that I have a window here in front of me. It's coming in from this side, and then I have this LED light on my right side, and that gives me a nice little, a nice natural look. When you have lights behind you, what's going to happen is that you're going to have the light behind you, and you're going to get all these weird shadows on your face. The same thing happens if you have the lights above you. So just make sure that you have all your lights in front of you when you're doing video conference. Simple thing. And in my case, it's the window, which actually brings me to tip number 2 for lighting in Zoom video conferencing, and that is to use daylight if you can. If you can do use daylight, it's free. And if you're doing this during the day, it's actually going to be the best light source. I mentioned that I showed you here that this is the way I have it set up. The main light in this view is actually my window, and then I have that LED light. And I'm going to demonstrate this to you live, what that looks like if I switch off my LED light. I'm just going to grab the LED light there. And this is what it looks like with no artificial lighting at all. In this scene, there's only my windows. And once my camera also adjusts for that, I think you'll agree that this is a pretty decent look. The only thing you can see here that there's a little bit of shadow on the right side of my face, but it's certainly a decent look because I have a window in front of me. But I'm going to switch back on the light so you can see the difference here again. And now it's just a little bit more even, as you can see. Hey, hit the like button if you're getting value from these tips, and me experimenting with my own setup here as well. And let me know in the chat let me know in the chat what is your best lighting tips for doing video conferencing from home. I'm going to jump over to tip number 3 here as well for when it comes to lighting. And that is that if you do decide to buy an external light, so if you buy the light that I have, for example, there's a link in the description below this video to this light. And if you buy a light like that, make sure that it's one that has an adjustable color temperature. The daylight that's coming out of my window here is different from my indoor artificial light if I was using that. And with a light like this, I can actually adjust the color temperature from daylight, something around 5,000 Kelvin, to indoor artificial light, which is something like 3,200 Kelvin is the lower limit on that. And when you get a lamp or a light that has adjustable color temperature, that's going to allow you to be much more flexible with your lighting solution. I'm actually going to show you one example of that. So I actually have something here to my left. I'm going to share the slide here again. So you can see that on the left side of that slide, I have this desk lamp. And if I turn on that desk lamp, you're going to see a very yellow light. So now I have a very yellow light here on the left side of my face. And because that is a different color temperature than the daylight and the other one, you get these different colors. But the good thing about the LED light that I have is that I can really adjust it. So definitely, if you need a light, have a look at the links in the description below this video. There I also have a link to the light stand that I'm using, which is also really a great tool. Hey, I'm going to jump over to a bonus tip here in just a moment, but if you've been getting value from this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. I share all the best communication tips that I've learned over the last several years, being a stand-up comedian, a TEDx speaker, and now a YouTube content creator as well. So when it comes to communication tips, especially for video conferencing and hybrid meeting, this is the place to be. So hit that subscribe button. And here's the bonus tip. If you get a light like this, the way it's actually going to work, sorry, I'm gonna go back on that. If you get a light like this, make sure that if you have one that runs with batteries. I'm going to show you the batteries that I use for my light. It's this particular light runs on these Sony NPF type batteries, and what that, give you another view of that. And what this allows me to do is that I can power the lamp with these standard type batteries, and if I get other lights, these are going to work in those other batteries as well, so as long as they have this Sony NPF type battery connection. But here's the cool thing about having it on batteries. It allows me to easily move it around. So I don't only use this particular light for my live streams and my video conferencing. I also use it for my YouTube videos, and sometimes I'm shooting those videos on that couch that you see behind me. And when I'm doing that, I can easily just pick up my light stand and move it over there because it runs on batteries. But that's actually not all, because I also use this light stand for my photo studio, which I have in the other room there, photo studio / Airbnb room. But I get good daylight there, but sometimes I want some extra light, and then I bring my light stand in there as well. So if you have a light stand like this, you can easily move around. It's really valuable. It's a really valuable asset that you're going to use more than you expect. And I'm going to give you an example of this. A couple of weeks ago, I had a problem with the lamp in my bathroom, so I had to have a guy come and fix it. And because the lamp wasn't working, that bathroom was very, very dark. So what did I do? Well, I grabbed my light stand and my LED light on the battery, and I put it in there. So he actually had a comfortable working environment when he was replacing my lights. It's it's more versatile than you might expect. As you are improving the video quality and the lighting quality of your Zoom setup, there are actually very many cool things that you can do. And I have a separate video where I talk about 5 benefits of having amazing video quality for you as a public speaker. If you want to check out that video, click or tap the screen right here. And for another video from my channel, click or tap the screen right here. Remember to give this video a like if you got some value out of this, and please subscribe for more. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.